So, hello and welcome everybody to our next episode of Unlimited Power, the CCG podcast. Or are we a podcast or are we a YouTube channel? What do we call ourselves?
We're both, because you can be a podcast on YouTube now. Look
Awesome.
at that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We are UK based. We follow the UK Facebook group a lot. I'm doing a lot of work there to make sure that all the events and pre-releases that are taking place in the UK are shared in that Facebook group. So if you're interested in getting involved in the UK event scene, pre-releases, tournaments as they keep coming along, do check out that Facebook group. It'll be hopefully the best and most collected place that we can put together for all the events for Star Wars Unlimited in the country. There's also a link to our friend of the channel, Spellbound Games. If you're still looking to get hold of some Star Wars Unlimited stuff, then he sells them at a really good discount. We like the guy a lot. He's great. So give his shop a check out. And we're trying to grow the channel a lot still, because it's still quite new, and obviously the game isn't out yet at the time we're filming this. So do please like the video, leave a comment to help the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to keep seeing more of the crap that we put out.
It's not crap. It's absolutely not crap. It is high quality, well thought out, thoroughly planned, thoroughly scripted, top quality production values.
I wouldn't go so far as saying scripted.
Google Meet.
Yeah. We've definitely got a set of bullet. I've got bullet points, but
I used to script our episodes, or some of our episodes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
yeah.
Enough. It's not like John who scripts all of his Blood Angel episodes and then just reads off what's on the PowerPoint.
How dare you?
So this episode is all about a website I've come across called Star Wars Unlimited Database, or SWUDB, or SWUDB, I think is what he's called on one of the sort of website-y things like Twitter or X or whatever they call it.
Because it wouldn't be us without a complete tangent. Do you remember many years ago when they did the original, now Legends Universe, whatever, for Star Wars, and they had the X-Wing series?
Yes.
And there was the big running joke about there was an Ewok pilot.
Yes.
And he used to wob. Yeah.
And
now every time, all I can think of with that is wob.
Yub, Commander. What planet are we going to blow up first? Oh, I love those books. They're amazing.
They're the best series of books.
I recently reread them, and I've actually got one of them on the go at the moment here.
What one's that? Oh, Reggie's Gamble.
Yeah.
My first ever one that I read of that whole series.
It's the only one that's not an ebook right now. It's really annoying.
Is it? The only one that the first one that I read was was Wraith Squadron. I know it sounds weird.
Yeah, they're good.
My dad bought me that from like an airport somewhere when I was a kid, and that's still my favourite one, even though it's a Rogue Squadron book that doesn't have Rogue Squadron in it.
So the guy who wrote the Wraith Squadron trilogy went back and did another standalone book afterwards with all the X-Wing stuff. I don't know if you read it as well, called Starfighters of Adumar.
I don't think I have read that.
Look it up. It's really good.
I better find that.
It doesn't feature all of Wraith Squadron, but it's got Wedge and his 3 key flunkies, and they go off an adventure together, and it's very cool. But anyway, yeah.
And now I'm excited. I've got all of mine in big old-fashioned book, none of the e-book nonsense.
Yeah. I might have a copy of it somewhere that I could bring down. Yeah, I've got a paperback copy if you can't get hold of it. I'll drop it over in a month if I need to. So, Star Wars Unlimited Database is a database website run by a chap whose identity on Discord is Nerd Parker. He's really, really active on the Discord. He's got a little subthread there all about this website where he takes suggestions for functionality and tips. He's really responsive. He's uploading stuff into this really quickly. A lot of the things that got announced at the weekend just gone at the big community event that Fantasy Flight Games did for the game are all uploaded in here already. He's working on a Deckbuilder set of protocols and coding for this website to allow people to build decks for the new Twin Suns multiplayer format in here as well. And I'm sure it will keep getting added to as time goes by. Mm-hmm. Every card in the game that has been seen to date is in this database. And it's got a really exceptionally good deck builder function. So if you want to go through and work out what you're going to do and what cards you need to get and what decks look like, then this is the website for you. So the card database itself looks like this.
Looks high quality.
It is. These are using all the images that are official. They are perfectly readable. If you were to click into a specific card, you can see all the mechanics that are on it in clear, crisp text. And if you want to see the ones that are all in the special artwork or the hyperspace artwork, then all the ones that have been shown off so far are in here too.
Oh, I didn't even know Kanan was in this game. Cool.
Yeah. And if you wanted to search for a specific card, then you can either type in a word of a name here, or you can go into a more advanced form of searching for a card. So you can search by any of the aspects. You can search by a card type, whether it's a leader or base or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You could search for any key traits that they've got, like whether it's a trooper, whether it's a force card. You can search for any keyword that's written in the text of it. So if you want to look for a card that messes with resources, then you just type resource in here, and you could find any card with the word resource in the text box. So that
looks very cool.
An example of how that works. You could check.
It'd be nice to have such a good database as well when the game comes out, because if you're missing something, or like when you come back from a tournament and you see someone else's card, you can look it up and figure it out. And
yeah, absolutely, you could figure it out on the go. It's fully mobile functional as well. This database, you can check with the ground or space unit. Costs equal to whether it's less than a certain cost if you're looking for a card to fit in a certain space in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Power, hit points, the rarity of it, how hard it is to pull out of a card deck. He's even got the name of the artist who did the art. So
nice.
There's so much detail in this database. It is absolutely wonderful. So I had an idea where I wanted to build a Luke deck based around all the cards that manipulate force. So I used that to search for all cards with the word force in the text. And I'm going to put as many of these in what looks like it's going to be a Luke and red aggression deck.
Cool. I mean, Luke does know force lightning. That is true.
Yeah, exactly.
And he does know how to choke as well.
Choke and throw, yeah. He won't use a fallen. He won't be using the lightsaber or the lightning or the choke because they've got the villain symbols on as well, which excludes them from being in a hero. It doesn't exclude them from being in a hero deck, but it basically does. But there's absolutely no reason not to put force throw in.
Cool.
So that's the card searching function essentially. As I say, this is showing literally every card in the set. So if you got a little time and you want to browse through.
Very cool. And I know that they are just starting to tease the second set of cards as well already, because that's been sort of like, I've seen it on my timeline. I haven't dived too far into it because I haven't got the first set of cards yet. But
so
I know
Fantasy Flight Games held a big 4 3/4 hour event on Saturday just gone, where they hosted a lot of US based influencers. They invited them to their venue, I suppose. I think it was in Minnesota. It gave them all like a free box of boosters, gave them all like free starter and all sorts of gimmicks, and had them sit down, open all their cards up, and play a little mini tournament, and showed off a whole load of stuff over the space of about 5 hours. And right at the very end of that, they said, "Here's the very first teaser for Set 2. It's going to have Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian as the two main characters in the starter set. So take that as like theme of sets type stuff." And then they said they're not going to show anything off more about Set 2 for a while because they want all to be about Set 1, which is cool.
This is just me. I mean, we are the premier Star Wars Unlimited channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we didn't get invited.
How come our 50 or 60 subscriber UK-based channel didn't get paid to go to this event? Yeah, it's just shocking. Oh, God.
Do you know what I was going to say, though? I'm so glad to hear that the second set is like the Mandoverse timeline or whatever compared to episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, yeah.
Because, do you know what? That's interesting, actually. So Fantasy Flight made this game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Fantasy Flight made Star Wars Legion for a while. Yep. They've now passed it on to like Asmodee Games or something, which is a subsidiary, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but, they're all linked in.
They never actually touched episode 7, 8, and 9 in Legion. They just went back and did the Clone Wars, so you could play either like episode 4, 5, and 6 or the Clone Wars, but they never touched 7, 8, or 9. I kind of hope they do that for this as well.
Well, it makes sense to do what's more popular, really, and the Mandalorian stuff and everything around it is all really popular at the moment.
Yeah, it's super popular, isn't it? So cool. Okay. Thanks for sharing this.
I'm not finished yet.
Go for it then. What else we got?
I want to just briefly touch on the Deckbuilder section of this website as well, which is exceptionally good. These are some decks that I've started to build and put together and write.
Oh, wow.
And ideas for decks that I've started to build and put together. For example, I want to do an Emperor-based deck with a load of trooper keyword stuff in there, because there's a bunch of cards that key off buffing trooper units. And Palpatine's leader card likes having lots of little cost characters he can just execute to do some damage to somebody else. So that's an idea. And in doing so, you go to this button here at the top for new deck, and then this allows you to choose a leader to base your deck from. You rename it into whatever you want. You choose a base to build your deck from, and then you get, based on the type of leader you've got, whether it's a hero, what aspect it is, and what aspect your base is, all of these filters pop up showing you every card that you can put into your deck that matches those filters, whether it's a ground or space unit, whether it's an upgrade, whether it's just got the aggression symbol on it, whether it's got aggression, it's just got blue, whether it's got hero on it, or whether it's got anything that you can take, or anything that you can't take, because you can technically take them, they just cost you more resources to play. And the filter at the top here is good because you can then untick those. So if you're looking for turn 1 plays and you want them all to be ground units, you could do that. And then you can sort them by cost. So all the cheap ones are at the top here, and these are ones that can go in your deck. And I could look at what all the 1 and 2 cost cards are and pick 11 or 12 cards, and just, let's say I want 3 R2s, I can click the number 3 here, and that goes straight into the deck.
That's sick. I'm so glad someone's made that, so we don't need to mess around trying to figure all out.
It's wonderful. And you can click on any card itself to go up to a full thing. If you hover over the name, you get the stats of the card anyway. Let's say you put a few more cards in. You can see that it's filling up on the left-hand side there.
Yeah.
Currently, they're sorted by type. Let's just go into a pre-made deck so we can see the sorts of things that are in there. So this is a pre-made deck that I've put together. This is showing you a lot of statistics about it in terms of rarity, what type of cards there are in there, what colours cards there are in there. And if you want to edit it, it goes into the screen that we just saw. And all the units that are in there are grouped together by type, whether they're ground units, space, or events, or upgrades, or whatever. And you've got little sideboards here at the bottom. But if you wanted to, you could resort them into their costs, so you can see how many of each different type of cost you've got.
That's brilliant. Okay, and we'll put a link to this website in the video description, so
absolutely.
Anyone can get
when you wanted to export it, you could. There's a little button here that says deck image, and if you click that, then it creates a graphic of every card in your deck. That you can copy and export and just share with someone so they can see at a glance what's in your deck on Discord or anywhere else. You can even share a link to this with somebody else if it's private or if it's unlisted and therefore viewable. This website is also what is used to export a little character sequence that you can then copy and place into Tabletop Simulator in order to be able to play the deck you've created on the Star Wars UDB in Tabletop Simulator against somebody else.
Okay, that's quite clever.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
There's also a section for decks that you've published. Published decks cannot be edited anymore, but they are lists. They're shared to a set of decks which are in here in this little hot deck section. And these are decks that people have created and published to be shared to the public. And then this is the one that's got the most likes against it in this particular website. The only website. Well, it's not the only website, but still. And it's got loads of comments on it. It's got a bunch of discussion.
So if you're struggling with a specific deck, someone can make a deck for you to beat a deck. Nice.
Yeah, if you wanted to go through decks that people have shared through here, you can do. If you want a bit of inspiration, then you can do that. You can see what's in it. You can even export it and play it in TTS and give it a try. It's such a useful website, this.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's really awesome.
I'm still discovering features as to how to make the most of it.
Cool.
And I appreciate this episode. I'm talking a lot, just like the Garbage Rollers one that I did, but that's because I've been exploring these and I'm basically presenting these websites to John and Tony here to see what you guys think about them. And
well, it's very exciting. Did I miss that you can put your own collection in there? Is that a functionality that's in there somewhere? I know at the moment there's only a few cards out, and they're only ones that have been previewed. But in a couple of weeks, when the booster packs and that will start dropping and all the rest of it, you'll have your own collection, and you'll want to be able to build a deck with the cards you have.
I'll be honest, I don't think that functionality's in here, but I may be mistaken, to be honest, because I haven't looked for it. I was working off the basis of you went in here, you could see what cards are available, you build a deck not based on the cards that you own, and that gives you a sort of like a link through to what you need to get hold of, and you would have to therefore know what you own.
Okay.
I'm not sure that there's a way to link in here what you've already picked up. But I might be
just thinking as a way of like tracking my deck. These are the cards that I own, you know, short of having a folder with physical cards in it and flicking through and going got need.
It might be worth suggesting that on Discord as functionality to Nerd Parker and seeing if he's up for putting it into.
Yeah, probably. That'd be worth asking for sure.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So there we go. That's Star Wars UDB. It's a tool I've been using a lot to put decks together for just general talking and chatting over with people in Discord, to play in TTS, and to just see what's available in the game in general at the moment.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thanks for sharing this, Mark. It's very useful.
No worries. Appreciate it. Cheers. I hope it's all useful to all you guys out there as well. All the links are in the video description below to everything that I've discussed, both in the intro and to Star Wars UDB, although let's face it, the website isn't difficult. StarWarsUDB.com. There you go. Do please like the video. Do leave a comment if you've got anything to say and to help us spread our stuff throughout the YouTube environment. And subscribe to see more of our stuff.
Okay.
Thanks very much, everybody. See you next time.
Catch you later.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.